a legacy of defiance. Iran's military history is long and complex, marked by periods of both strength and vulnerability. From the ancient Persian empires to the Iran-Iraq War, Iran has a history of repelling invaders and asserting its regional influence. The Islamic Revolution in 1979 was a turning point, fundamentally reshaping Iran's military doctrine and strategic objectives. The Iran-Iraq War from 1980 to 1988 became a crucible for this evolving military doctrine. The legacy of the Iran-Iraq War continues to shape Iran's military strategy today. The pillars of power. Iran's military strength lies in its asymmetric capabilities, designed to exploit the weaknesses of more powerful adversaries. At the heart of this strategy is Iran's ballistic missile program, which has evolved into a significant threat with the capacity to strike targets across the Middle East. Beyond its borders, Iran has cultivated a network of proxy forces across the region, including Hezbollah in Lebanon, Shia militias in Iraq, and Houthi rebels in Yemen. These proxies serve as force multipliers, extending Iran's reach and influence without the need for direct military intervention. Furthermore, Iran has made significant strides in developing its cyber warfare capabilities in recent years. These factors have allowed Iran to project power and influence beyond its borders, despite its relative conventional military weakness compared to the United States and its allies. Cracks in the facade. Despite its reliance on asymmetric warfare and its projection of strength, the Iranian military is not without its weaknesses. One key weakness lies in Iran's aging and outdated conventional military equipment. Decades of sanctions and limited access to international arms markets have left Iran's Air Force, Navy, and ground forces reliant on outdated platforms and technology. Furthermore, Iran's economy, crippled by sanctions and internal mismanagement, struggles to support its ambitious military ambitions. Internally, the Iranian military is believed to be plagued by corruption, factionalism, and low morale among some of its rank-and-file soldiers. The Revolutionary Guards, tasked with protecting the regime and advancing its revolutionary ideology, often overshadow the regular army, leading to resentment and potential divisions within the armed forces. Moreover, Iran's reliance on proxy forces, while providing strategic depth, also creates vulnerabilities. These proxies can be unpredictable and difficult to control, potentially dragging Iran into unwanted conflicts or undermining its broader strategic objectives. Section 4. Countering Tehran's might strategies for Western armies. Countering Iran's military power requires a multifaceted approach that addresses both its strengths and weaknesses. This involves a combination of military capabilities, economic pressure, and diplomatic efforts aimed at limiting Iran's influence and deterring its aggression. One key aspect of this approach is to maintain a credible military deterrent in the region. This requires a robust military presence in the Persian Gulf, capable of responding swiftly and decisively to any Iranian provocation. Cyber warfare represents another critical domain for countering Iranian influence. Western nations must enhance their cyber defenses to protect critical infrastructure and government networks from Iranian cyber attacks. Accurate and timely intelligence is crucial for effective deterrence and for developing appropriate responses to Iranian provocations. Section 5. Squeezing the regime. The role of economic sanctions. Economic sanctions have long been a tool of pressure against Iran, aiming to cripple its economy and limit its ability to finance its military ambitions. These sanctions, often targeting Iran's energy sector, financial institutions, and key industries, have had a significant impact on the country's economic performance. Targeted sanctions, focusing on individuals and entities involved in Iran's malign activities, can be particularly effective in applying pressure without exacerbating the suffering of ordinary Iranians. The goal should be to use sanctions as leverage to bring Iran to the negotiating table and address its destabilizing behavior, not simply to punish the Iranian people. Section 6. Beyond the battlefield. Diplomatic avenues for weakening Iran. While military deterrence and economic pressure are essential components of any strategy to counter Iran, diplomatic efforts are equally crucial. One avenue for diplomacy is to revive the 2015 nuclear deal, formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. Beyond the nuclear issue, Diplomatic engagement should focus on addressing Iran's destabilizing activities in the region, including its support for proxy forces, its ballistic missile program, and its human rights abuses. Establishing communication channels between the United States and Iran, even if indirect, can help reduce the risk of miscalculation and create space for diplomacy. Furthermore, Western powers should support civil society organizations and pro-democracy movements within Iran, addressing the underlying grievances of the Iranian people and offering them a viable alternative to the current regime is crucial for achieving lasting stability and security in the region.